I forgive myself. I forgive everyone. These simple words, sung with sincerity, carry a profound truth. Forgiveness is not merely an act. It's a gentle release, a path to inner peace. Consider this. Have you ever carried a pain so deep that it felt like a shadow always present? A hurt inflicted by another, or perhaps by your own actions? We often believe that by holding on to this pain, we maintain control or protect ourselves. But in reality, we bind ourselves to the very source of our suffering. Forgiveness is not about condoning the wrongs done to us or by us. It's about choosing to let go of the burden, to free ourselves from the chains of resentment and guilt. It's a gift we give ourselves, a step towards healing and wholeness. As we embark on this journey together, I invite you to open your heart, to explore the transformative power of forgiveness, not just as a concept, but as a lived experience. Because when we forgive, we don't change the past, but we do change our future. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every day, filled with stones of anger, resentment, and pain. Each stone represents a hurt, a betrayal, or a disappointment that you've held on to. Over time, this weight doesn't just burden your shoulders, it seeps into your soul. You find yourself easily agitated. Joy feels distant, and peace becomes elusive. Unforgiveness is like this backpack. It's an invisible load that drains your energy, clouds your mind, and hardens your heart. You might think that holding on to these feelings protects you, that it keeps you safe from being hurt again. But in reality, it's a self-imposed prison, locking you away from healing and happiness. As the saying goes, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. The pain you harbor doesn't punish them, it punishes you. Recognizing this burden is the first step towards setting yourself free. Resentment is a slow-burning fire. It starts small, a spark from a hurtful word or action, but if left unchecked, it can consume your inner peace. You replay the incident in your mind, each time reinforcing the pain. This constant rumination traps you in a cycle of negativity, making it hard to move forward. Studies have shown that holding on to grudges can lead to increased stress, anxiety, and even depression. It can affect your sleep, your relationships, and your overall well-being. Physically, the stress from unforgiveness can manifest in headaches, high blood pressure, and a weakened immune system. Your body bears the brunt of your emotional turmoil. But perhaps the most profound impact is on your spirit. Unforgiveness dims your light, making it harder to connect with others and with yourself. Acknowledging the emotional toll is crucial. It's not about blaming yourself, it's about understanding the cost of holding on and the value of letting go. Often, we hold on to unforgiveness because it gives us a sense of control. We believe that by not forgiving, we're protecting ourselves from further harm. But this control is an illusion. In reality, unforgiveness controls us. It dictates our thoughts, influences our actions, and shapes our interactions. It can cause us to build walls, to push people away, and to miss out on meaningful connections. It keeps us anchored to the past, preventing us from embracing the present and the future. Letting go of this illusion requires courage. It means facing our pain, acknowledging our wounds, and choosing to heal. Remember, forgiveness isn't about forgetting or condoning the hurt. It's about reclaiming your power and choosing peace over pain. By releasing the illusion of control, you open the door to true freedom and inner peace. Imagine carrying a heavy backpack every day, filled with stones of anger, resentment, and pain. Each stone represents a hurt, a betrayal, or a disappointment that you've held on to. Over time, This weight doesn't just burden your shoulder, seeps into your soul. You find yourself easily agitated. Joy feels distant, and peace becomes elusive. Unforgiveness is like this backpack. It's an invisible load that drains your energy, clouds your mind, and hardens your heart. You might think that holding on to these feelings protects you, that it keeps you safe from being hurt again. But in reality, it's a self-imposed prison, locking you away from healing and happiness. As the saying goes, holding on to anger is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. The pain you harbor doesn't punish the it punishes you. Recognizing this burden is the first step towards setting yourself free. Now, picture this. You decide to set down that heavy backpack. You release the stones, one by one, letting go of the anger, the resentment, the pain. As you do, you feel lighter. Your steps become easier, your breath deeper, your heart freer. This is the power of forgiveness. It's not about forgetting the hurt or excusing the wrong. It's about choosing to release yourself from the grip of the past. Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself, a step toward inner peace and freedom. With the weight lifted, you begin to see the world differently. Colors seem brighter, sounds more harmonious, connections deeper. You find yourself smiling more, laughing more, living more. The chains that once bound you are gone, replaced by wings of freedom. This is your rebirth, a new beginning, unshackled from the past, open to the possibilities of the present and future. Forgiveness has not only healed your wounds, but has also transformed you, allowing you to live a life of authenticity, compassion, and joy. Begin by finding a quiet space where you can be alone with your thoughts. Take a deep breath and allow yourself to feel whatever emotions arise. Now, take a piece of paper and write down the moments that have caused you pain, the words, actions, or events that still linger in your heart. Be honest and gentle with yourself as you bring these memories to the surface. As you write, you may feel a range of emotions: sadness, anger, guilt, or even relief. Remember, this is a safe space for you to confront these feelings without judgment. Acknowledging your pain is the first step toward healing. Once you've written down these experiences, take a moment to reflect. Ask yourself, am I ready to let go of this pain? What would it feel like to release this burden? Allow these questions to guide you toward a place of self-compassion and understanding. Now, turn your attention inward. Consider the times you've been hard on yourself, the mistakes you've made, and the guilt you've carried. Acknowledge that, like everyone else, you're human and imperfect. It's time to offer yourself the same compassion you would extend to a dear friend. Write a letter to yourself, expressing forgiveness and understanding. You might begin with, "I forgive myself for," and continue with the specific actions or thoughts that have weighed on you. Be sincere and kind in your words, recognizing your growth and the lessons learned from these experiences. This exercise isn't about erasing the past, but about acknowledging it and choosing to move forward with a lighter heart. By forgiving yourself, you open the door to healing, growth, and a renewed sense of self-worth. With your letters written, find a symbolic way to release them. You might choose to tear them up, burn them safely, or store them away as a reminder of your commitment to healing. As you do this, visualize the pain and guilt dissipating, leaving you with a sense of peace and freedom. Take a moment to breathe deeply, feeling the weight lifted from your shoulders. Embrace the newfound lightness in your heart and the space created for joy, love, and self-acceptance. Remember, forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. Be patient and gentle with yourself as you continue to heal and grow. Each step you take, brings you closer to a life filled with compassion, understanding, and inner peace. Imagine a space where your story is not just heard, but embraced, a sanctuary where vulnerability is met with compassion and pain transforms into collective strength. Sharing your journey of forgiveness isn't merely about recounting events. It's about illuminating the path for others who may be navigating similar darkness. Your words can be the beacon that guides someone else toward their own healing. As highlighted by the Forgiveness Project, personal narratives have the profound ability to inspire and foster understanding, creating ripples of change that extend far beyond the individual. By opening up, you not only lighten your own burden, but also contribute to a tapestry of shared human experience, reminding us all that we are not alone in our struggles. In this community, every story matters. We are committed to cultivating a safe, affirming space where you can share without fear of judgment. To foster this environment, we encourage trust. Your experiences are respected and valued. Empathy. We listen with open hearts and minds. Support. We uplift each other through kindness and understanding. These principles are foundational in creating spaces where healing conversations can flourish. We invite you to share your story of forgiveness in the comments below. Your voice can be the catalyst for someone else's healing journey. Remember, in sharing, we not only heal ourselves, but also weave a stronger, more compassionate community. As we reach the end of this journey, let's reflect on the profound truth that forgiveness is not about condoning the actions of others, but about liberating ourselves from the chains of resentment. It's a conscious choice to release the burden that weighs down our hearts. Suzanne Summers once said, "Forgiveness is a gift you give yourself." This simple yet powerful statement reminds us that by forgiving, we reclaim our peace and freedom. In the words of a heartfelt song, "Who is wrong, who is right, both suffer in body and mind. So let us forgive for happiness throughout life." These lines encapsulate the essence of forgiveness, acknowledging the pain, yet choosing to let go for the sake of our own happiness. Forgiveness is the first step toward healing, a gentle embrace of our own humanity. It's about understanding that holding on to anger only prolongs our suffering. By choosing to forgive, we open the door to a new beginning, one where love and compassion guide our path. We allow ourselves to grow, to heal, and to find joy once more. Remember, forgiveness is a journey, not a destination. Be patient with yourself and know that each step you take brings you closer to inner peace. As we part ways, carry this message in your heart. Forgiveness is the fragrance that the violet sheds on the heel that has crushed it. Mark Twain. May you find the strength to forgive, the courage to heal, and the wisdom to embrace the beautiful journey